Julia Sweig, Lady Bird Johnson, Hiding in Plain Sight. Immerse yourself in the fascinating life of Claudia, Lady Bird Johnson, the influential force behind President Lyndon Baines Johnson, as author Julia Sweig unveils her story in Lady Bird Johnson, Hiding in Plain Sight. Drawing from Lady Bird's audio diary, the book paints an intimate portrait of a devoted wife, mother, and advisor to her husband during a critical period in American history. Learn about her role in the formation of LBJ's Great Society, her emphasis on art, environment and urban renewal, and her struggles as she dealt with her husband's declining mental and physical health.
Claudia, Lady Bird Johnson, a force behind the scenes. Claudia, Lady Bird Johnson was more than just the wife of President Lyndon Baines Johnson. In this in-depth portrait, author Julia Sweig utilizes Lady Bird's personal audio diary to showcase her vital role in shaping the Great Society, which included the passage of the Civil Rights Act. Lady Bird was her husband's trusted confidant, moral compass, and valued advisor. Her audio diary provides a unique perspective on a crucial time in American history and sheds light on an important but often overlooked figure in the White House. Lady Bird's unfaltering support. Claudia Alta Taylor, fondly called Lady Bird, eagerly supported her husband's political aspirations when they got married. Lyndon Baines Johnson, who succeeded John F. Kennedy as the president, had a tough approach to governance and envisioned a people-centered America. As the First Lady, Lady Bird kept a daily audio diary that chronicled the struggles of that era and her worries about her husband's well-being. She believed in prioritizing her family, with her husband being the topmost priority, followed by their daughters. Lady Bird's journal provides a glimpse of her devotion and tireless support towards her spouse. Lady Bird's legacy. Lady Bird Johnson, inspired by Eleanor Roosevelt, aimed to be the most active First Lady since World War II. In her speeches, she encouraged women to pursue education and careers without sacrificing their femininity, but LBJ's administration did not prioritize equal pay for equal work. Despite this, Lady Bird organized doers' luncheons for women in various fields, encouraging them to lead in their communities. She even earned the nickname Mrs. Vice President for her devotion to her husband's administration. Lady Bird's legacy encourages women to take leadership roles and pursue their goals while maintaining their identity. LBJ's struggle for progress. When President Lyndon B. Johnson took office, the U.S. had not fully committed to military action in Vietnam. However, with pressure from hawkish advisors and bipartisan support, he ultimately authorized military action. In the midst of bitter conflicts tearing America apart, Johnson also focused on advancing his Great Society agenda with major legislation supporting education, the social safety net, and civil rights. He and Lady Bird also championed the National Endowment for the Arts and showcased American luminaries like Georgia O'Keeffe and Ansel Adams. While some guests used the Arts Festival as an opportunity to protest against U.S. foreign policy and the Vietnam War, Johnson kept focused on moving forward and promoting progress for all Americans. Lady Bird's vision for urban renewal. Lady Bird Johnson, the former First Lady, was an advocate of environmental conservation and urban renewal. She believed that the U.S. government should support these causes. In collaboration with a visionary in urban planning, Lady Bird worked on a project to protect and revive Washington's Capitol East. However, her first planning committee session was criticized for excluding black public figures and not addressing issues faced by black Americans. Lady Bird's true legacy lies in her communication skills, which aimed to connect human beings with their environment. LBJ's decision. In 1955, LBJ was struggling with depression, health issues, and a presidency that weighed heavily on him. Lady Bird Johnson wanted them to leave the White House, but LBJ's compelling argument was that he couldn't unite the country. Despite his accomplishments in passing major legislation, he saw that Americans wouldn't unite around him. After months of deliberation, LBJ announced he wouldn't run for re-election, which brought Lady Bird relief. However, Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination 5 days after his announcement and Robert Kennedy's assassination weeks later brought more turmoil to their lives. The legacy of Lady Bird Johnson. Lady Bird Johnson, the wife of President Lyndon B. Johnson, lived a life beyond the White House. She became a trustee for the National Geographic Society and joined fellow former First Ladies Rosalind Carter and Betty Ford to create a national plan of action. She received the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the Congressional Gold Medal. Her dedication to environmental causes was acknowledged posthumously when the Audubon Society honored her with the Rachel Carson Award. Lady Bird wanted to know what was going on, and she used her influence to make a difference for women's rights, reproductive freedom, and marginalized communities. Lady Bird Johnson, A Life of Contradictions. Julia Sweig's book depicts the dichotomy of Lady Bird Johnson's life. Her passion for helping America through urban renewal was at odds with her privileged upbringing, making it difficult for her to engage with opponents. Sweig draws from Lady Bird's diary to offer an intimate portrait of a woman who was perhaps too naive for the rough and tumble of politics. However, there's little doubt that in a more modern political climate, Lady Bird would have been a formidable force for change, despite her husband's ups and downs. Sweig's book is a powerful exploration of one woman's life and legacy.
Julia Sweig's captivating exploration of Lady Bird Johnson's life offers a fascinating glimpse into the life of a First Lady who played a pivotal role in the political landscape of the 1960s. While lending unwavering support to her husband, Lady Bird influenced legislation in areas like civil rights, education, and the environment. Despite occasional criticism and the challenges of the era, she remained dedicated to the causes she believed in. The book underscores the remarkable life of a deeply committed woman who, in a different time, could have been an even more powerful force for change.